はい、皆さん、こんにちは。私のチャンネルへようこそ。今日はアナスタシアユニークネスのアナスタシアさんと一緒です。
皆さん、こんにちは。
Today I'm going to ask Anastasia about life in Japan, namely culture, language, and relationships. Before we begin, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hello everyone, I hope you remember me from previous Alice videos. I'm Anastasia, came from Ukraine and stay around 2 years in Japan.
Lovely, thank you very much. Before you came here, did you know much about the culture and the life here?
Well, I wasn't like a big fan of Japan, but since I came here I understand that the country is safe, it's easy to live, and like overall it's comfortable. That's why I decided to stay here and commit to learn Japanese and about culture and like just commit to this country.
Yeah. So I know that you have been making a really huge effort to learn Japanese. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey of learning Japanese, how it went, what's difficult?
Well, I just needed to get like N2 level, like particular level to work at the Japanese company. That's why I put it as a goal. And my worst point was vocabulary because I don't understand where should you use it. So that's why I try to focus on my strongest point, which is like grammar and listening. So that's why I could like pass the test. And for now, I'm satisfied with my level of Japanese, even though I would like to speak more frequently in Japanese.
Wow, N2. Amazing. Ina. Do you feel that learning Japanese helps you immerse yourself more deeply into the culture?
Well, it helps, especially when people talk behind your back, hoping you don't understand Japanese.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and like it helps to travel around Japan, but actually if you're coming to Tokyo like a tourist, you can survive without Japanese. Survive.
Okay.
Without Japanese.
Wow, so did you feel that, did you meet someone who was like talking behind your back and you turned around and said, actually, I can understand you?
I mean, like they're talking about your appearance usually, like how do you look, and like, oh, I think she's like from Russia or from Ukraine, and they start this conversation, or like someone is the elevator, you know, I'm standing here and like hearing all the stuff, or like usually when they always try to talk to me in English because I don't know Japanese. So it's like kind of funny. They say like my face doesn't look like I speak Japanese. So.
Okay, well you do very well actually. What is your favorite Japanese word?
Sakura.
Sakura.
Yeah, because I remember kanji.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, it's like impossible to forget. So kanji is easy, word is beautiful, and sakura is beautiful.
Yes. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Okay, so now on to the topic of culture. So you didn't know so much about Japanese culture before you came here, right?
Actually, no.
Okay. Whilst being here in the 2 years, have you tried any traditional Japanese culture things?
I mean, like wearing kimono, like I went for Seijoshiki. It's like when you become 20. So there is like festival in Kyoto.
Oh, wow.
Like I didn't plan to go there, but just accidentally I was in Kyoto for that festival.
Wow.
Also, I went some summer matsuri, hanabi before COVID when I first time came here, and I went to onsen. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's lovely. I think, the joy of Japanese culture is that it's so immersed in everything. And also, I know that you've worn kimono because we actually went to Sensoji and wore it together, which was so much fun. Do check the video, it's up there. That was, so much fun we had. Have you tried any of the Japanese do, like tea ceremony or flower arranging or pottery or anything like that?
Oh, tea ceremony, like I like to drink matcha and drink it every day. So for me, tea ceremony is like I'm not too interested in culture things, like not just in Japan but generally, and like I don't like history. I know some history, but like I don't want to learn like too deeply. And if I choose like to go tea ceremony or afternoon tea, I would choose like European style afternoon tea.
Okay.
So I'm still like kind of like European style girl.
Yes, I see. Okay. I really recommend trying like a tea ceremony. It's so many things going on at the same time, but it gives you like clarity in your mind.
Yeah, I want to try actually. I want to try in Kyoto, but I didn't have time for that.
Okay. busy schedule in Kyoto. Have you ever met a geisha?
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, I met her.
Wow.
So she came for the dinner. It was like kind of small party in Kyoto in 2021. It was nice, but she was wearing mask because it's like in the middle of COVID, and everyone like, you can take off mask because everyone without mask, and she's like, no, it's COVID, so like we are prohibited from that.
What's your favorite thing about Japanese culture?
Service, level of service.
Oh yeah.
So actually, after Japan, if you go anywhere abroad, you feel like, why you are so rude to the customers? Like when you come back to Japan from any foreign country, even though I have to go home and come back, I will still love Japan and like still miss Japan rather than my home, because I don't miss my home at all.
Yeah, I mean, when I went back to the UK, I was surprised at some of the service. It's like, as you say, Japanese is like so good that nowhere else can kind of like be the same or be as good.
And also, like, when you go to some places and someone say sumimasen instead of moshiwake arimasen, we are like, why you are so rude?
Well, I don't understand enough to know that, but I see, yeah. Can you do keigo?
A little bit.
A little, okay.
So just like some email, I can do keigo. Like, お世話になってあります。And ご不便なところございましたら、お手軽にご連絡ください. Like something like that.
What is something about Japanese culture? It could be food, onsen, geisha, drinking culture. What is something about Japanese culture that you find a little bit strange or surprising?
So in Japan, everything kind of like seems like perfectly done. Even in perfect service with perfect Japanese like look. Like I think at the level of like hospitals and doctors' knowledge about like diseases or some infections are very low level. In hospital, they will like say you, oh, everyone has this same problem, so you are like fine and just go back. And I figure out like they don't have all full researches or like enough knowledge about like for stomach problems, so not enough analysis.
Okay, wow.
And also teeth. So I was so surprised that like Japanese people clean their teeth every time they like drink coffee or like they eat, because in Japan it's hardly possible to find a good dentist. So, and even though like I have like small caries, very small, and she said like, oh, we have to remove everything. So, and I said like, no, you will not going to remove anything, because my friend, she also had like very small caries, and the doctor removed half of her teeth. And after like it was like badly done, he removed accidentally half of the teeth. So she has to go to another doctor to check it. And because he done it badly, like she has to remove all those doctors did and change.
Oh my gosh.
But it's painful to do all that stuff with your teeth. And expensive. She pay like, under Sanman for one small caries. And they also was like, oh, you have like one caries between two teeth, so you have to pay for like 2 teeth caries, and it will be like 5,000 yen. And I'm like, it's just small, let me check. And I was checking, it's like, just like small point.
Tiny dot, yeah.
I'm like, it's not caries, like I can like remove it by just cleaning my teeth. It's more.
But I mean, the good thing, I think at least, is this like yearly health check. What do you
it's
think?
good. But like they didn't say anything. They said like, everyone has the same problem. Oh, your back is like turned to different side or like crooked.
Crooked?
It's okay, everyone has that.
Oh.
Or you have like katakori, like here painful. Everyone has it. No, you don't have like any problems. Like it's not because you sit like that, or you sit like that, or you sit too much, or you don't rest enough. No, everyone has this problem, so you are fine.
I see.
So
Okay.
health check is like no meaning in this health checks. Even they try their best. I
Okay.
hope so.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I feel like Japanese culture, well, food is basically a really intrinsic part of Japanese culture. Do you have anything to say about, Japanese food culture?
Japanese food is amazing. The quality of food. There is like one reason, because in Japan there are too many restaurants. This is true. And there are like good and bad sides, of course. So good side is that because of the level of competitiveness, food is really good. Like if your food is bad, you will like become bankrupt. All the restaurants, they try to cook better. They try to surprise you. They try to entertain guests. That's why even like European food in Japan is tastier. So I really love it. But bad side, that's like, it's really competitive and it's difficult to make money in such a business. So, but anyway, good side is like we have tasty food, right? So
we are very spoiled, yeah.
Yeah, we are very happy.
Yeah. Good. Okay, now onto the topic of relationships, or love anyway. Have you experienced dating a Japanese person?
I did.
Okay. Well, how was that generally, or how was that compared to your relationships with non-Japanese?
Actually, I never had a relationship with like non-Japanese or like European people because I always knew that I want to go abroad and I will not take anyone with me to abroad if they don't want, and I will not help them because they're men and they have to do everything by themselves. So that's why I was just waiting until I can come to Japan, and after I date.
Okay, good. What are the main features, do you think, of the partners that you've had in Japan? The manner or...
So Japanese men tend to be very childish.
Childish?
Okay. Like, so that's why, like, in 20s, they're like teenagers. They act like teenagers. And other thing that I like, they are very patient.
Okay.
And I'm a very emotional person, and sensitive person. So for me, it's really like good that partner will be patient enough to hold all my, cries or tears.
Yes.
But comparing like maybe to European, not as much romantic, but it depends on the person. Like in Japan, romantic means just different.
Okay.
So you can find still romantic people in Japan. And also they are very concentrated on companies or businesses or jobs. So I can say I don't like it because I'm also the same. At first, I was thinking, it's very bad because they just like money or like companies or jobs more than girls. But now I think like, I have my own time, so like just work, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
I see. Yeah, talking of work culture, a lot of people, I think, know of Japanese work culture to be really intense, really hardworking, not many holidays. What do you think about the work culture?
Work culture is, I can't say terrible because it's not my culture, right? I just don't understand, like, people sitting drinking at the bar and got email at like 11 p.m. and he answered email. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's not your job time. No one pays you now. But he like, it's like because end of the year you have to like answer, like, so they keep moving. But it's your private time. It's not your job, So why are you doing that?
I see.
Like, for maybe it's good because they still keep going, but like it depends from which side do you watch. From work side or from human side?
I see. Yeah, I see. In Japan, do you think it's quite easy to make friends or meet romantic partners?
It's difficult.
Difficult, okay.
It's really difficult, especially friends, especially girlfriends. I mean, like, I'm a girl, so I can't make any girlfriend Japanese. They're like very inside themselves. They don't show up with real personality. And the way of communication are different. Culture is different, so for me it's complicated. But I have one very good Japanese friend, so she appeared in one of my YouTube videos. Please search some interviews.
Yes, do take a look. The link will be below. How did you meet her?
Here because of work.
Because of work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. She works in some company and she offered me like to promote shampoo. So.
Oh, nice.
And after we met again, so she's really open-minded person and I enjoy talking with her. But about boys, like 99% of Japanese guys just want to date, so they just don't want to know you at all. Like they just see the face and that's all. I hate
Yeah, that's difficult. Okay, my last question is, do you think that you have changed by being in Japan?
I think so. In like both meaning, of course. Like I think I became more patient than before.
Okay.
I started to appreciate life in Japan, or like life I have now comparing to life I had before. I realized I can do more than I thought.
Good.
But bad side that I started to forget my phone everywhere because I know it will be returned.
You don't have to worry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Well, be careful with your phone. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. Mina-san, leave your comments. Please do take a look at Anastasia's channel. And until next time.
Yes, bye-bye.
Bye.